Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to check fresh release from Eduard. This is a resin set which should come handy with the recent 1/48 scale Mustang, and you can see it here written that it should be handy with P-51D, and it copies Hamilton standard uncuffed propeller. There will be also a cuffed version, we will review it in the separate video, but this time we are going to check this particular version. So first of all, the most noticeable thing here is changed packaging, because as you can see that's quite thin cardboard box, and that's really cool because what I usually do with such kits, I store them in the kit box. So if you would like to store a lot of accessories, it was not that possible, let's say, because some resin boxes were thick and it wasn't possible to store everything just in one standard Profipack box. Now this thing should help it with such storage ideas, and also I think it provides reasonable protection to the part. So first of all, it is thin. Then here on the rear side we have some information about resin. Note that it is sealed with sticky tape, so I'm going to use sharp knife in order to cut through, and we will just open it and check what is hidden inside. Let's open it. And here is what we have inside. So one plastic bag with all necessary parts, and then also P thread and assembly manual on the bottom. We will check them a bit later. I would like to start with resin, of course, because I think that's the most noticeable thing which will be changed on your model. And some modelers usually say, like, why would you need the 1/48 scale propeller made out of resin? Why would you spend extra money? Well, because plastic is not that thin, and it can't be as thin as resin, so that's why if you are searching for good detailing, it's better to get resin upgrade. So here you can see the propeller base, let's say. As you can see, it is molded as a one-piece part. You have to sew it here and then to install it straight on the plastic fuselage. Part looks just fine. I don't see anything to comment about, so we can move on. Here we have special template for the propeller blades placement, because propeller blades are molded separately, so that's why you need to use this thing, because otherwise it will be tricky to get everything into the right spot under the right angle. So here you can see it. That's really great, and maybe it will be handy in some future builds as well if you plan to do it. Here we have the propeller frontal section, and as you can see, it is also molded as a one-piece part, but we have attachment points on the leading edge or on the nose edge, so you have to be careful while sewing them off, and I would recommend to leave a bit of extra and then sand it off, or maybe cut off with sharp knife, but do not try to cut it straight up to the edge of the part, because that will guarantee that you will damage the part. And here you can see what we have inside. There is some detailing inside, that's really cool, even though it will be barely noticeable on the finished kit. Here you can see what we have inside. I appreciate such attention to tiny details, because not that many brands today actually do this stuff out of the box. Here we have another thing, that's a propeller main thing, let's say, which will be holding all blades in place. As you can see, it is molded separately. We do not have any guiding elements here for the propeller blades. You will have to use the special template, otherwise you will have just a wrong placement of all blades, so keep it in mind. Next, here we have the shaft. I guess it will be inserted inside. That's just the tube which is molded out of, or casted out of, dark resin. And here we have blades. So these blades, I can show their main, let's say, advantage. That's the thickness. You can see that they're quite thin. In 1/48 scale that becomes noticeable, so if you plan to have a bit more realistic model, that's the thing to have on your model. And I'm really amazed on how they're thin, and they're almost translucent, let's say. But still, you have to be careful with those parts, because due to such thickness, it is easy to break them just with some careful handling. Next we have tiny P thread, which is packed into the separate plastic bag. Just give me a second to open it. I'll remove it and we will take a closer look at what is hidden here. So here we have those P parts. I'm not sure, frankly speaking, where they will be used, but they're included out of the box, so I guess they will be used for this propeller. Okay, next we have assembly manual. That's last but not the least component in this kit. It is printed in typical Eduard format, so we have parts map on the first page. Then, actually that's not like the parts map in its classic meaning, but it shows all the parts. Here you have to drill the hole in this main section, so be ready for this. It should be 2 mm hole, so I would recommend to find a drill bit with such with thickness. Then here we insert this part into the template. We align all the blades with help of this template, and then we enclose everything in the propeller hub. It should be relatively easy, but it will require some, let's say, patience and some time as well, of course. And don't forget to paint these elements. As you can see, they're depicted. They should be painted with zinc chromat paint color. Here we have also parts map and paints chart, and of course some safety advices on how to work with resin parts. So overall we have quite decent upgrade from Resin series and made by Eduard. So if you plan to have a bit more sophisticated Mustang, that might be in your options. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such set. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button because it helps us greatly. And if you're not subscribed, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for watching and bye.